Hey everybody, how's it going? Stoudman coming back at you, and once again today I am going to be talking about Blu-rays that I picked up. This time around, however, I got some really good deals on Blu-rays. As a matter of fact, by going to both the Dollar Tree and Big Lots, I managed to get a total of 7 Blu-rays for less than $13 total. So pretty good stuff, if you ask me. When you can come away with 7 Blu-rays for less than $13 total, that's less than $2 per title total. That's pretty cool if you think about it like that, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say it out front. Some of these aren't very good. Some of these are probably between a 5 and a 6 out of 10. I haven't seen most of them. I bought them basically because I was interested in seeing what they were like, and because they were so damn cheap that it made sense. If you're gonna rent something at $4, like I always say, if you're gonna rent something at $4, then you should be willing to pay that much, especially if consider these are less than that, to own it outright for the rest of your damn life. You know what I mean? And that's the way I look at it. I get to own something instead of just renting it, and I'm paying less than I would have to rent it. So, pretty good stuff. Anyways, that said, let's start off with the stuff that I found at the Dollar Tree. They recently got DVDs and Blu-rays back in, and my local Dollar Tree had at least a few titles that I wanted to pick up. So, let's show you what those were. The first one I got here was Taken 3, which I have the first Taken and the second Taken, and I've seen clips from this one and it looks terrible. I'm not even going to lie to you, there are elements of this movie that just look bad. In every way, shape, and form, this does not look like a very good movie. However, since I've seen the first one, I've seen the second one, I'm morbidly curious. I want to see the third one. I want to know what the third one is about. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's mostly the same kind of thing, but I gotta know what's the deal with this one. Is it as bad as it looks, or is there something to it that makes it worthwhile? I want to know, and for $1, I'm willing to pay $1 just to find out if Taken 3 is terrible. And hey, there are terrible movies that are still fun to watch, so there's always a chance that even if this is terrible, it's still going to make me laugh. I'm still going to get something out of it that'll make it enjoyable. So, I don't know. We'll see, you know what I mean? Next up here, I found Out of the Furnace, starring, well, I'll read it off the cover. Christian Bale, Woody Harrelson, Casey Affleck, Forrest Whitaker, Willem Dafoe, Zoe Saldana, I don't even know how to say her name, and Sam Shepard, from the writer and director of Crazy Heart. Now, I loved Crazy Heart. I love a lot of the actors behind this, and I have seen this, I believe, on Netflix before. I haven't actually seen the movie, but I saw that they had it on Netflix, right? But I never got around to actually watching it. And I've seen this particular Blu-ray around as well, and thought about picking it up but never did. But again, you see it sitting there for $1 and you're like, well, if it's $1 to buy a movie and own it forever, then why the hell not? And eventually I'm sure I will get around to watching this, and given the cast, given the director behind it, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it. It sounds interesting, it looks interesting. I'm interested in the actors behind it. I'm interested in the director behind it. Whenever all of that is the case, chances are I'm going to like it, at least a little bit. And even if I don't like it, again, it was $1. You can't really complain about that. You paid $1 to see a movie. That's not bad. Out of the Furnace, though, it looks pretty dang good. I think this is a pretty good pickup for $1. Next up, I found Cake. This is the Jennifer Aniston movie from a few years ago that I never actually got around to watching, but It did look interesting to me. I am not always into movies like this, but this one in particular looked like it could be pretty good. So I did want to check it out at some point, but I didn't want to pay too much money for it. Well, Dollar Tree. That's not too much money to pay, $1. So yeah, definitely interested in seeing what this one is like, seeing whether or not I like it that much or not. Who knows, but for $1, I'm not going to complain. Like, if I really didn't like this, I'm pretty sure I could sell it and get my $1 back. You know what I mean? I don't think that'd be a problem. And speaking of which, yet another movie here that I have not seen, but looks interesting, and for $1 I couldn't say no. Parental Guidance. You got Billy Crystal there to start off with, and Bette Midler, and I enjoy their work in various films, so I'm pretty confident that I would like them in this one as well. Marissa Tomei, and just the concept behind it, like I was reading the synopsis in the store, I was like, sounds like it could be okay. It does sound like it's one of those pandering, family flicks that's just, intended to be a bit of a comedy / drama, if you will. Like, there might be some drama to it, but it's mostly trying to be comedy, and I'm sure that's how they sold it in the trailers. I believe I even saw a trailer for this at some point, but I don't remember exactly what it looked like. I don't know. All I know for sure is the synopsis sounded pretty good. I like the actors involved, and for $1, I'm not going to say no to that. It sounds interesting enough to pick it up for $1. I remember buying Scenes from a Mall for $1 back when that was, I think that was also at the Dollar Tree. And I just kind of took a chance on that, and I was glad I did, because that movie's actually pretty damn good. Who knows? Parental Guidance could be okay as well. You gotta take a chance sometimes, and it's not hard to say yes when it's $1. So, yeah. That said, those were the only titles. Those 4 titles were the only titles I got at the Dollar Tree. The next 3 came from Big Lots, and Big Lots was having their 20% off sale, so I was able to get everything here for 20% off, including the one I was, I think, most happy about, because this one's been in my wish list, and I've been wanting to get in my collection for quite some time, and that would be Rumble in the Bronx, Jackie Chan, for only $4. That's a pretty good deal right there, if you ask me. This, I think, most people would agree, is one of his better movies. It's one I remember watching quite a bit when I was younger. They had it on TV all the time. We rented it a few times on VHS. This one was a pretty popular movie back in the day, and I remember watching it, fondly remember watching it several times back when I was a kid. And I'm sure I would still enjoy it today, just because there are so many crazy, fun action scenes that happen in this, and the story is pretty good. It's cheesy, it's very cheesy, but it's pretty damn good. So I definitely wanted to get this in my collection, and $5 was about my price point for it, but it's even nicer when you can get that 20% off and bring this down to $4. Very good deal, if you ask me. Next up, I found Rockstar, and this one was $3. With the 20% off, it came to $2.40. Now, I know some people don't like this, some people think it's kind of a crappy movie, but I personally enjoy it, more or less. Maybe it's not the best movie ever, but I felt like at that price, I'm probably going to watch this once or twice more in my life at least. At least. And if that's the case, why not pay for this? Like, one of my things with Blu-rays, right? Blu-ray discs last a long freaking time, alright? Way longer than DVD. If you're very good to your DVDs, or very careful with your DVDs, they'll last you 15 to 20 years, usually. You know what I mean? But when it comes to Blu-rays, you're talking 2 or 3 times more than that. 2 or 3 times more time than that. So, on average, I think you could expect the Blu-ray to last you like 40 to 60 years if you're really good to it. And really, at that point, you're talking about a lifetime for most of us. For most people who are collectors who are like in my age group, that's the rest of your damn life. So you're talking about paying $2.40 for something that you're going to have for the rest of your life that will work and that will allow you to watch the movie that you want to watch for the rest of your life. So I don't think that's too much to ask, really. I don't. And maybe it's not my favorite movie ever, but again, at this point, I'm like filling in holes. I've got so many movies in my collection that I'm just filling in holes with things, gaps with things that I like, but I don't love because I've already got all the movies I love. So these are the ones that I like and I would like to watch again. So, yeah, Rockstar. Been a long time since I actually saw this, but I really want to revisit it, so $2.40, not bad. And then, last but not least, this one was the shocker. This one, I was not expecting to see anything like this at Big Lots or anywhere else for that matter. But lo and behold, they had a movie called Deadringer, starring Bette Davis, Carl Malden, and Peter Lawford. I had never heard of this movie until I saw it on the store shelf, and then I looked it up on IMDb and I saw it had a pretty good score, and then I looked up the Blu-ray on Amazon and realized, holy cow, this Blu-ray is not cheap. So when I came to the conclusion that apparently it's got a pretty good score and pretty good movie, and it's not exactly easy to come across for a decent price anywhere else, I said, hell yeah, I'm going to pick this up, even just to check it out. And again, this one was $3, so because of the 20% off, it got marked down to $2.40. So for $2.40, I managed to pick up here Deadringer. This looks interesting. I have not, obviously I had not even heard of it, so I've not seen it, but I think I'm going to like it. It sounds interesting just based on the synopsis alone. It stars Bette Davis as a identical twin sister. She has an identical twin sister who has like a really big business, a really booming business, if you will. And she's kind of jealous of her, and I guess ends up killing her. I guess that's what they say even in the synopsis. So I guess that's not the big thing about the movie, right? But she ends up killing her and taking over for her, but finds out in the end it's not so easy to pretend to be somebody that you're not. You know what I mean? Even if you look identical to them, even if you're their identical twin, it's not so easy to pull that off. You know what I mean? The synopsis sounded to me like something that I would see in like a Hitchcock movie, and I love suspense movies, so I just was immediately drawn to this. Not only does it have a good score on IMDb, not only is it a suspense movie, not only does it star Bette Davis, it's an older movie I've never seen before, which I really want to see more of, that all these things are just like signs and alarms going off in my head saying, ding, 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 you gotta get this, you gotta get this. So yeah, especially for the price. You gotta get this, you gotta get this. And yeah, very happy I did. I can't wait to check this one out. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. I am absolutely positive that I'll enjoy it. So yeah, and just who would expect to find something like this at Big Lots, again, or anywhere else? I wouldn't even expect to see this at Best Buy, let alone Big Lots. So that's pretty cool. They also had, I just dropped it, they also had a John Wayne movie called The Train Robbers on Blu-ray. So I was looking at that and thinking maybe, but I just couldn't justify it because, one, I haven't seen it. Two, it doesn't actually have very good reviews. 3, I wasn't really familiar with the director. It didn't really sound to me like a movie that I would love. You know what I mean? I like some westerns. I appreciate westerns, but I'm not as much into westerns as I am into something like, say, suspense. So, yeah, I couldn't justify it. Sorry. Just couldn't. Especially considering that one was like $5. So, yeah. Anyways, that is that. That'll do it for me. That's all I got. 7 titles here, and yeah, if you do the math there, $4, $2.40, $2.40, so that's $4.80 plus $4, which is $8.80, and then you got 9, 10, 11, $12.80, $12.80 for all of these. And a lot of them, again, I have not yet seen. But you'd be lucky to go back. If you went back in time and went back to like a Blockbuster video back in the 90s, and you're going to go rent a movie on VHS, if you were going to go rent this many movies on VHS, do you think you'd get them for $12.80? Do you? No. The answer to that is absolutely freaking not. That would be impossible. So, yeah. I am very happy with these pickups. I am very happy with everything that I was able to get when I went out earlier today. So, yeah. That'll do it for me. I don't know if you can tell. I'm feeling really spaced out because of this illness, whatever it is. So, yeah. I'm about ready to be done with this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later. Peace.